Ever walked into a room and completely forgotten why you went there? Or maybe tried to recall a crucial fact and just drew a blank?
Happens to the best of us.
It's like our memories have a mind of their own sometimes. But what if there were strategies, proven ways to actually sharpen our memory skills?
Well, there are. And that's exactly what we're diving into today.
We're going deep, unpacking some seriously cool techniques to boost your memory and make you feel like a mental superhero.
And a huge thanks to London HeartbeatsZ Academy in the UK.
Yeah, they're the masterminds behind the material we'll be exploring today.
Oh.
And before we forget,
Yes.
make sure you're following us on all the socials: Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, and YouTube. We've got tons more deep dives just like this one coming your way.
You won't want to miss them.
All right, ready to become memory masters?
Let's get started.
Let's do it. So how do we even begin to improve our memory? Is it all about those brain games, like Sudoku and crossword puzzle?
Oh, those can be helpful, but we're going beyond the gimmicks today.
Okay, so more than just brain games.
It's all about understanding how our brains actually work.
So brain science. That sounds a lot more effective than my current method of just hoping I remember things.
Right. So think of it this way. Your brain is like a muscle.
Oh, I like where this is going.
And just like any muscle, it needs the right kind of training to get stronger.
So no more mental couch potatoes. Got it.
Exactly.
But where do we start with this mental workout? What's the first step?
Well, the foundation of it all, it's focused attention.
Focused attention. Okay, so that sounds pretty straightforward.
It's simpler than you think.
But how do we actually do it, especially in today's world?
Well, think of it like shining a spotlight on the information you want to remember.
Okay, so no more multitasking while trying to learn something new. No more checking emails during an important meeting.
Exactly. Distractions are like kryptonite to your memory.
They really weaken it.
And it's not just about minimizing those distractions.
It's more than that.
It's also about consciously directing your attention to what's important, making a choice about what you focus on.
I'm already seeing a visual here. It's like sorting through a messy drawer. You have to decide what to keep and what to toss, right? What catches your eye? What deserves that focused attention?
You got it.
So we've got our mental spotlight all nice and bright.
Shining bright.
Now what? How do we make sure that information actually sticks?
That's where we move on to our next strategy. Organized note-taking.
Note-taking. Ugh. Sometimes it feels like I'm just scribbling endlessly without actually retaining anything.
I hear that, yeah, but note-taking doesn't have to be a passive activity.
So it's more than just writing everything down.
It's about being strategic, Think of your notes as a blueprint, a roadmap for your memory.
A roadmap. I like that.
So don't just passively copy down everything you see or hear.
So what should we do instead?
Organize it, structure it, make it your own.
So it's not about speed writing. It's more about mindful writing.
Exactly.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But how does that actually help our memory?
Well, here's the cool part. The act of organizing and summarizing information actually strengthens that memory trace.
Oh, so it's not just about having an information written down somewhere.
It's the process itself.
It's like working that mental muscle, right?
Exactly. Your brain loves patterns and connections. So the more you can create those links in your notes, the better.
Oh, so all those color-coded, neatly highlighted notes I see people using?
There's a reason for that.
They aren't just for aesthetics.
They actually help you learn.
Mind blown. I think I've been taking notes all wrong for, my entire life.
Oh, you're on the right track now.
I am.
Think of it like building a house.
Building a house. Okay, I'm intrigued.
You need a solid foundation and a strong framework, right?
Yeah, of course.
Focused attention and organized notes, those are your building blocks for a powerful memory.
So we've got the foundation down.
We're building something great here.
I'm feeling like we need some more tools in our memory boosting toolbox, though. What else can we add?
Let's talk about something a bit more fun.
Fun. Okay, I'm all ears.
Mnemonic devices. You know those catchy rhymes or acronyms that help you remember things?
Oh, like every good boy deserves fudge for remembering the lines on the treble clef.
That's a classic.
I still use that one.
See? Mnemonics work.
They do. But how do they actually work? What's the science behind it?
Well, they leverage the power of association.
Association, okay.
They connect new information with something familiar or memorable.
So I can remember something new by connecting it to something I already know.
Exactly. It makes retrieving that information so much easier later on.
So it's like creating a mental shortcut.
A shortcut to those memories.
And the more vivid and engaging the association.
The better.
I like it. So rhymes, silly images, even songs.
Well, a fair game.
All songs.
Yeah.
Like that one for remembering the planets. My very educated mother just served us noodles.
Huh. Another classic.
That's been stuck in my head since, like, elementary school.
And you still remember the order of the planets.
I do.
See, mnemonics are powerful.
They are, but do I have to rely on those pre-made ones?
You can, but it's even better to get creative and come up with your own.
Oh, so I should personalize it, make it my own.
Exactly. The more you actively engage with the information, the stronger that memory will become.
So it's not just about memorizing. It's about making it personal and making it fun.
You got it.
This is a game changer. And don't forget, folks, if you're loving these memory-boosting tips,
Yes.
make sure you're subscribed to our channels, Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, and YouTube. We've got more deep dives just like this one coming your way.
All right, so we've covered focused attention, organized note-taking, and mnemonic devices. But there's one more crucial piece to the puzzle.
One more. Okay, I'm on the edge of my seat. What's the final secret to unlocking our memory potential?
It's all about taking those memories we've worked so hard to create and making them stick.
Making them stick. All right, spill the beans. How do we do that?
It's called application and association.
Okay, application and association.
In other words, connecting what you've learned to your real-life experiences and actively using it.
So it's not enough to just memorize facts in isolation. We need to make them relevant to our lives.
That's the idea. If you can bridge the gap between those abstract concepts and your tangible experiences,
So find a way to connect them to something real.
you'll be amazed at how much more easily you remember things.
Like, instead of just trying to remember the definition of photosynthesis,
A tough one.
I should think about how it relates to the plants in my garden or that time I visited a botanical garden.
Yeah, you're getting it.
Find that personal connection.
By making those connections, you're tapping into the power of context and personal meaning.
So it's not just about storing information. It's about weaving it into the fabric of our lives.
Exactly.
This is fascinating. We've covered so much ground already.
And we're just getting started. There's so much more to explore when it comes to memory mastery. But for now, let's take a moment to let all this information sink in.
Yeah. Take a deep breath, everyone.
And remember, folks, subscribe and stay tuned because we'll be back with even more insights in part 2 of this deep dive.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the deep dive, where we're on a mission to transform you into memory masters.
My brain is already feeling more toned after part 1.
That's fantastic. And remember, this is just the beginning.
There's so much more to explore.
But for now, let's dive back into those 4 key strategies we talked about.
Okay, so quick recap.
Focused attention,
Yep,
organized note-taking,
got it.
mnemonics,
Love those.
and application and association.
Okay, so we've got all our tools laid out. Now, how do we actually put them to use?
Well, here's where it gets really interesting.
Okay, tell me more.
These strategies, they don't just work in isolation.
So it's more than just like picking and choosing which one to use.
Exactly. Think of it as a memory symphony.
A symphony. Okay, I like this analogy.
Each strategy plays a unique role.
So they all work together.
And when they all come together, they create a harmonious masterpiece.
Oh, so it's like a grand orchestra of memory techniques.
You got it.
Love it. But how does this orchestra actually work?
Well, let's break it down. You start by focusing your attention like a laser beam,
Right, so I've got our mental spotlight shining bright,
eliminating distractions.
honing in on what matters.
Then you capture that information with organized note-taking, creating a clear and structured blueprint.
Ah, so we're building a solid foundation for our memory palace.
Precisely. Then we sprinkle in those mnemonic devices,
Ooh, the fun part.
those catchy rhymes and vivid images.
They really add that extra layer of memorability.
Our memory orchestra is really starting to come alive now.
It is. But what's the conductor that brings it all together?
That's where application and association come in.
Okay, so this is where we make those memories really stick.
This is where we take those carefully crafted memories and integrate them into our lives.
So it's not enough to just have those memories tucked away in a mental vault. We have to actively use them.
Think about it this way. If you learn a new dance move but never practice it, are you really going to remember it?
Probably not. It'll just fade away like that embarrassing moment when I tried to do the Macarena at a wedding.
Exactly. But if you practice that dance move regularly,
Integrate it into your routine.
it becomes second nature. Memory is the same way.
The more you apply what you've learned, the more ingrained it becomes.
You got it.
So it's like taking those notes out of the notebook and bringing them to life.
Precisely. And here's where things get even more interesting. Because when you actively use information, when you connect it to those real-world experiences, You're not just memorizing it.
You're understanding.
And that makes a huge difference.
So it's not just about remembering facts, it's about building knowledge and wisdom.
Exactly.
And don't forget, folks, if you're loving this deep dive into memory mastery, be sure to hit that subscribe button on our social media channels: Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, and YouTube.
We release fascinating new episodes every week.
You won't want to miss out.
Now, before we go any further, I want to touch on something that I think a lot of people struggle with.
Okay, with that.
Information overload.
Ugh, yes. It feels like we're constantly bombarded with information from all sides.
It's a digital age.
How do we even know what to focus on? How do we decide what's worth remembering?
It's tough.
It is.
But the key is to be mindful and intentional with your attention.
So it's about being selective with what we allow into our mental space.
Exactly. And here's a helpful tip.
Okay, I'm ready.
Before you dive into any new information,
Pause for a second.
ask yourself why.
Why am I learning this?
How will this knowledge benefit me?
So it's about having a clear purpose and motivation.
Exactly. When you have a reason for learning something, when you can connect it to your goals or interests, you're much more likely to engage with it on a deeper level.
And that deeper engagement leads to better memory retention.
You got it.
It all comes back to that focused attention.
Full circle. And remember, it's okay to be picky.
So we don't have to absorb everything.
You don't have to absorb every single piece of information that comes your way.
It's about choosing what matters.
It's about curating your own mental libraries.
Ooh, I like that.
Filling them with books that truly resonate with you.
So find what interests you, what excites you, and focus on that.
Exactly. And when you do that, when you focus on what truly matters to you, the learning process becomes much more enjoyable.
And rewarding.
So it's about finding that sweet spot between focused attention and genuine curiosity.
I love that.
And once you find that balance, you'll be amazed at how much your memory can flourish.
I'm already feeling more empowered to take control of my own learning and memory.
That's fantastic. But remember, this is a journey, not a destination. There will be times when you forget things, when your memory fails you.
Oh, believe me, I know those moments all too well.
We all do.
But it's not about being perfect.
It's about progress.
So it's about embracing a growth mindset when it comes to memory.
Exactly. Instead of beating yourself up when you forget something,
Be kind to yourself.
ask yourself, what can I learn from this experience? How can I improve my approach next time?
So it's about turning those memory mishaps into valuable lessons.
Precisely. And remember, every time you challenge your brain, every time you learn something new, you're strengthening those neural connections and building a more resilient and adaptable mind.
It's like a mental workout.
The more you use it, the stronger it gets.
I love that perspective.
Yeah.
It's about seeing memory as a dynamic and evolving skill, something we can continuously improve upon.
Exactly. And as we continue our exploration of memory mastery,
Ooh, there's more.
we'll delve even deeper into techniques and strategies that can help you unlock your full potential.
I can't wait. This is getting me so pumped for part 3. But before we jump ahead, let's take a moment to appreciate the incredible work of London HeartbeatsZ Academy
Yes, absolutely.
for providing the foundation for this fascinating deep dive.
Their insights have been invaluable.
And speaking of valuable insights, don't forget to subscribe to our channels on Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, and YouTube for more deep dives just like this,
We release new episodes every week.
packed with fascinating information and practical tips to help you level up your life.
Stay tuned for part 3, where we'll be back with even more memory-boosting goodness.
We'll see you there. Welcome back to the deep dive. It feels like we've just scratched the surface of this whole memory mastery thing,
There's always more to learn.
and I'm already seeing my mental to-do list in a whole new light.
That's great to hear.
We've got the perfect roadmap thanks to London HeartbeatsZ Academy.
They really are the experts.
Seriously, folks, check them out.
Yeah, if you want to dive even deeper into this stuff, they're the ones to follow.
Absolutely. But for now, let's do a little recap of the core strategies we've covered so far.
Sounds good.
It's like a memory workout. First up, focused attention.
The foundation.
Right. It's all about banishing those distractions
Creating that mental space.
and really honing in on what matters.
Think laser focus.
No mental multitasking allowed.
Exactly.
Then we move on to organized note-taking.
My favorite.
This isn't just about scribbling everything down, right?
Hmm.
It's about creating a structured system.
A system that makes sense to your brain.
It's like building a well-organized library for your memories.
I love that analogy.
And who doesn't love a good library? Next, we've got the fun stuff. Mnemonics.
Rhymes Acronyms, vivid images.
turning boring facts into memorable masterpieces.
It's like adding a little spice to your memory recipe.
Ooh, spice things up. I like it.
Right.
And finally, the key to making it all stick. Application and association.
Bringing it all together.
It's about taking those memories out for a spin, connecting them to your real-life experiences.
Think of it as turning information into knowledge.
So we're not just memory robots. We're weaving those memories into the tapestry of our lives.
Beautifully said.
And that's what makes this so exciting. It's not just about memorizing facts for a test. It's about enriching our understanding of the world.
Making those connections.
Becoming more engaged learners, more curious explorers, and honestly, just more interesting people.
I like that.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, I think it's time for a challenge.
I love a good challenge.
Me too. Don't just let this information sit passively in your brain. Put it into action.
So what's the challenge?
Pick one of these strategies and apply it to something you need to remember this week.
Anything specific?
Could be a presentation,
Big or small?
a grocery list, even the lyrics to your favorite song.
Oh, I'm definitely using mnemonics for that grocery list. No more forgetting the milk.
Exactly. Make it fun, make it personal, and watch your memory skills soar.
Soar. Well, this has been an incredible journey.
It really has.
A huge thanks again to London HeartbeatsZ Academy for providing the fuel for our memory rockets.
They really are doing amazing work in the field of learning and memory.
Be sure to check them out.
And to all our awesome listeners, remember to hit that subscribe button on Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, and YouTube for more deep dives just like this one.
We're constantly exploring new topics, sharing practical tips to help you level up your life.
Until next time, keep those brains buzzing and those memories sparkling.
See you soon.